Hello mga kabarangay! Sa video na to, sisimulan ko sa disclaimer na I understand na tayong Hinebra fans magkakaiba tayo ng mga trip and hindi tayo pare-pares na gusto mangyari. And, some of us, accepts the fact na itong team na to hindi talaga ganun kalakas. Some naman would love to believe, which is fine and perfect kasi fans tayo eh. Diba? Ganun naman talaga. That's part of being a fan. Itong video na to is more of my opinion and medyo controversial for some. And I don't think a lot of fans would appreciate kung ano isa-suggest ko. Pero please hear me out at least, di ba? At the very least, wag na lang tayo mag-overreact. Yun na lang yung hihiligin ko kasi this is just for fun. Alam ko naman na hindi gagawin ng Hinebra to. Alam ko naman na itong nagpapatakbo ng Hinebra team and even the coaching staff and the players would not prefer to do this. Itong isa-suggest ko. This is just for fun. For my, delusional imaginations and, what ifs lang naman. Pero, I would love to believe for myself na this would actually work and this is actually a good idea. So anyway, ang isa-suggest ko is Hinebra Tankster Class or magtank ang Barangay Hinebra. Hindi magpatalo in a way na dulong-dulo talaga. I'd still aim for the playoffs. Nakasulat dito, nilagay ko rito na always aim for the 8th seed. Yun ang goal. Every conference, 8 seed. As in, barely made the playoffs. Of course, there's going to be fluctuations. Minsan, talaga yung kalaban. Sorry for the word. Minsan talaga mahina yung kalaban. And mananalo Hinebra against, kagaya nung nakaraan, NLEX, nag-underperform. Panalo tuloy Hinebra. Pero, while recording this, 8 seed nga ang Hinebra actually. So, minsan, or may chance mag-7 sila. Minsan naman baka mag-9. Minsan tiebreaker na great kasi flip coin. 50-50 yun. So mas okay nang matalo ka sa flip coin kaysa sa ipatalo mo yung do or die. Kasi bakit mo gagawin yun, diba? Realistically, the players would not, accept or be enthralled with the idea of, losing the games purposely. Ano na yun? Kalokohan na yun. Pero I do it naturally. Isa-set ko tong conference or season na to more of a development focused season. So kumbaga, ang schedule ng PBA, di ba, Wednesday to Friday. So wala tayong W to Friday. Ang laki naman ng ballpen. Teka. Wednesday to Friday, and then Friday to Sunday, tapos Sunday to Wednesday. So itong games na to, Wednesday to Friday and Friday to Sunday, isang araw lang pagitan. Ito, dalawa. So, sa games na to, pipili ako ng isang game kung saan normal lang yung rotations ko. Kung si Scotty and si Japet na, Japet is aging. Mga ilang taon na lang din naman yung, Japet Aguilar. Mga 2 to 3 siguro, maybe. Scotty Thompson, statistically speaking, mathematically speaking, may research dito sa internet based sa NBA. NBA All-Stars na after a certain age, nagdidip na yung laro nila. Which is 29, by the way. Way past na si Scotty doon. Pero PBA naman to, so iba naman yun din yung competition and Anyway, ang gusto ko lang sabihin na si Scotty, past na siya sa prime. And merong adjustment period yan bago siya makapag-adjust paulit-ulit sa pagiging mas grounded ba. Kasi si Scotty, yung laro talaga niya, it's hustle, up and down the court, talon-talon, 'di ba? Yung mga ganong klaseng galawan na pag medyo nagkakaedad na ang isang point guard, mas nagiging settled ang laro. So si Scotty, I feel like nasa adjustment period pa yan na kailangan niya bang gayahin si LA, 'di ba? Kailangan niya bang, etc. etc. So anyway, isa sa mga laro na to, let's say Friday to Sunday, isang laro sa Friday, isang laro sa Sunday. Pipiliin ko yung Sunday na normal rotations. Pero sa Friday, ang gagawin ko, ang team ko nakabase kay RJ Abarrientos and the other young guys. So yung Japet Aguilar, maybe lalaruin ko lang instead of 30 minutes to around 18, ganon. So Scotty, instead of 35 minutes, lalaruin ko lang mga 20 to 25. Kumbaga, ilo-load manage ko lang. Pero maglalaro pa rin naman sila. Pero mas, yung rotations ko, mas nakafocus sa mga player na mas kailangan ng minuto at mag-develop. Like RJ, Jeremiah Gray, Jason David, Ralph Koo, Sonny Estil, yung mga ganon. So naturally, yung team, on average, mga around here, around 8 seed, 7 seed, or maybe 7, or maybe 6. So, again, fluctuations pwede mangyari. Pwede kang around 6, 7, minsan around 8, 9. Pero we deal with it, we live with it, kung ano mang resulta. Pero we aim for the 8 seed. Yun ang goal. Every conference, 8 seed. So now, let's talk about the playoffs kasi pasok ka pa rin naman. Pag nag-8 seed ka, playoffs ka pa rin, pero twice to beat disadvantage. Pero, if you think about it, yung mga shorter conferences, basta 5 to 8 ka, twice to beat disadvantage ka pa rin naman eh. So, what's the difference, diba? Makakalaban mo, fake first seed, kagaya ng NLEX nung nakaraan, first seed early in the conference, tinalo ng Ginebra. Minsan, Magnolia, ilang years na, I apologize sa Magnolia fans, pero bakit nyo to pinapanood, diba? Magnolia, minsan first seed, pero malalaglag. Diba? Meron mga ganong instances na kapag 8 seed ka and Ginebra ka and pinahinga mo yung players mo all throughout, the eliminations round, may chance to, upset the first seed. And kapag nagawa nila yon, what if lang naman, let's just say na nagawa nila, ang makakalaban nila ay either 4 or 5 na mas dikit kumpara sa 3 or 6. Kasi kung wari, let's just say 7 seed ka dito ang Ginebra, in-upset nila yung number 2, makakatapat mo pa rin yung 3 kasi tatalunin ng 3 yung 6 for sure, or most of the time. Compared to dito, 4 or 5, kahit sino sa kanila, equal lang din naman sila halos. Unless TNT yung 4, kunyari, ganun. Pero talagang na lang yun, yung, kumbaga, ano bang tawag doon? Kumbaga, malas na lang talaga. So anyway, still, diba, playoffs ka pa rin naman. So you end the season, or the conference rather, still, medyo okay lang, the same, kung nag-compete ka, mas okay pa nga actually na 8 seed ka, tapos na twice to beat disadvantage, talo ka ako para sa, let's just say, 4 or 5, tapos semis exit, parang mas disappointing yun parang nung sa San Miguel nung nakaraan. So anyway, di ba nakapag playoffs kasi 8 seed, let's just say, all throughout the season, 8 seed ang Ginebra consistently, therefore, they have their personal pick as the 5th pick. Pero yung pick nila, na galing sa Terra Firma, let's just say, dulo Terra Firma, buong season, first pick yun. So, dalawa top 5 picks ng Barangay Ginebra. Pero bago ako pumunta doon, nakalimutan ko i-mention kanina na, di ba yung Scotty Japet, papahinga ko, etc., etc. I'd also, not choose Justin Brownlee as the import this season specifically kasi ipagpo-focus ko si Brownlee sa Gilas Pilipinas kasi may edad na rin si Brownlee, 'di ba? Parang kita natin sa mga finals appearances with Brownlee kung saan nagsabay yung Gilas tsaka Ginebra sa isang taon. And even may Pilita Jaya pa nga nung nakaraan. Pagod na pagod talaga si Brownlee and hindi kinakaya ni Brownlee magbuhat pa or magbuhat na kasi may edad na rin si JB. And si Tim Cone din naman may edad na and minsan medyo I feel like dahil ang dami niyang inaasikaso with Gilas, with Ginebra, and yung whole Ginebra situation, parang I feel like Team Cone resorts to the default Team Cone version and hindi na siya yung kagaya ng dati na nag-e-explore pa ng iba't ibang, ideas. So I feel like Team Cone stepping out for Ginebra as a hindi, head coach pa rin naman siya, pero mas, I think nagawa niya na to dati, ilang years ago. I remember, sa on tour yata yun, si Richard yung nag-coach, tapos si Tim Cone nandun lang sa sidelines, watching. Pero I would still prefer Tim Cone nasa bench, pero lesser role muna. Pero walang babaguhin sa pangalan or sa title. Kumbaga, chillax lang. Relax ka lang muna dyan, Tim Cone, for 1 year. And si JB din. Kunin mo na si Tony Bishop para sure na hindi mananalo Ginebra. Joke lang. Well, hindi half meant yun. Pero anyway, looking at all of this, di ba? Let's just say, natapos nga ang season na 8 seed ang Ginebra. Maybe nakapag-semi sila 1 out of the 3 conferences. Yung dalawa doon, maybe twice to beat disadvantage at talo sila. Or yung isa doon, maybe natalo sila sa toss coin. Let's just say na ganun yung nangyari. Matatapos ang taon na dalawa ang top 5 picks ng Ginebra. Best case scenario. And kung totoo ang mga balita, ayon sa mga nakikita ko sa Facebook, just habang sinasabi ko yun, parang kalokohan. I know, rumored, okay, na itong susunod na draft class is going to be deep kasi inantay na ng PBA yung MPBL tsaka UAAP kaya siya late yung draft Inantay na nila para mas marami mag-commit and makapaglaro na agad. So, di ba, best case scenario kung mag-align lahat ng stars sa Galaxy na baka maging Mike Phillips pa. Baka magpa-draft si Mike Phillips and maybe, kung mag-align ng mga stars, maybe maging QMB. Number 1 pick QMB. That would be perfect. Basically, may Pau Gasol na Ginebra. Kung si Mike Phillips man, perfect din. Basically, parang si Stan na bata-bata without, siguro the playmaking yet. Pero, andun naman sa Lasal kasi pa-hand off din si Mike Phillips. Pero kung imagine mo kung QMB magpa-draft tapos si Nebra sa triangle offense na I hope sana i-revise ng onti ni Coach Tim Con. I'll make a video about it. Pero mas Gilas-centered sa main channel. Anyway, imagine yung what ifs. Tapos sa 5th pick, di ba, makakakuha pa rin ng solid piece ang Ginebra. Kasi basically, kung malalim ang draft class sa susunod na draft class, basically yung number 5 pick na yun, mga second pick na yun sa ibang draft class na hindi ganun kalalim. So, very interesting. I know, lahat ng sinabi ko the past 10 minutes, hindi mangyayari and imagination ko lang and maybe nagdi-disassociate lang ako sa idea na to. Pero I feel like this is a really solid plan. Really solid. Syempre, sa akin ang galing eh. Pero, di ba, I think it's interesting to talk about this kasi I think personally, kung NBA to, ganito gagawin ng isang NBA team kung nasa same scenario sila na meron ka sure na top 1, top 2 pick, tapos meron ka pang isa pang pick, tapos yung lineup mo hindi mo kang makakapag-champion, pero championship team ka talaga. Parang Golden State noon, nung na-injured yata si Curry, yun yata yung year na yun. May isang year sila na nag-tank sila, tapos nakakuha sila ng high pick, first round pick, mula doon na I think si Jonathan Kuminga nakuha nila instead of Franz Wagner, thankfully kasi Orlando Magic. Thank you so much for drafting Franz Wagner kahit na wala sa top 10 ng karamihan sa projection. Anyway, 'di ba kung NBA team ang Ginebra and championship team sila na mukhang hindi sila championship team at meron silang dalawang first round picks, isa sure na top 1, may isa pa. I know, while saying this, pwedeng sabihin na yun naman pala may sure na top 1 pick, bakit ka pa magtatank? Well, kasi malalim yung draft class, 'di ba? 2 is better than 1. Anyway, yun lang naman ang masasabi ko sa topic na to. Kung nakaabot kayo dito, respect. Grabe. Ako personally, I wouldn't listen to myself ramble about random what if na unlikely mangyari for 12 minutes, 11 minutes. So, thank you so much for listening. I really do believe in this plan. Kung bukas gumising ako na ako masusunod, talagang gagawin ko to. And i-risk ko naman si Santi ako if hindi to gumana. Kasi I believe in this plan. And I really think logical approach, ito talaga yun.